Hello and welcome to the Weber channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful, splendiferous day. Um, I've been working on my technology, specifically my Unraid server. Now, my Unraid server is Unraid is a wonderful operating system for creating a storage device to connect to your network, a home lab, and so on. It can do so many things from VMs to it's got a full Docker system. It's a brilliant piece of kit. Now, I recently upgraded mine, the hardware on it, and I've been slowly fleshing it out. You see, when I started it, it has the way it works is this, and this is what makes it different than most other type of storage devices like this that can use multiple drives. In most of them, like for example, my Dell PowerApp server, you have you set up a RAID 6 or something, which is like two drives, which are like the backup drives. You have the main system, and you can lose two drives in the system and still work. It's got two drive redundancy. But the problem is you've got to really use the same size drives. You've got to implement them in a certain way. Unraid looked at it differently and created a system where, you know, I've got some 250 gig drives, I've got some 1 terabyte drives, I've got some 4 terabyte drives, I've got some 500 gig drives. Why don't I just throw them all in? That's basically it. An Unraid volume can be created using any old drive you've got. You don't have to have server grade drives. You don't have to think. If you've got a drive stuck in the cupboard that you took out of a fucking laptop a year ago, you can put it in your Unraid server. And so it appeals to home labs, appeals to indie lab type people. And I had it built around a very old system. The operating system is on a little USB. And that little USB can be that's the whole operating system. You plug into any hardware and it can turn that into an Unraid server. So my upgrades, first of all, I replaced the motherboard with a more modern one. I put a 4060 8 gigabytes in there for transcoding and some minor AI stuff. I added a lot of bits and pieces to it to make it into a really good system. And the biggest limitation was what's called my parity drives. You see, if you've got parity drives that are 8 terabytes, the storage drives that you use with the parity drives, because the parity drives are like the backups, the things that keep a copy of everything, can make sure that if anything fails, they can rebuild it. That's a good thing about an Unraid server. You can lose a few drives and still be okay. So I had two 8 terabyte parity drives, which is fine for the time. That was a lot of space. I never thought I'd say, hey, what if I put a drive bigger than that? Now you can put bigger drives in, but only 8 terabytes of storage is used, so you're wasting storage. So if your parities are 8 terabytes, then the rest of your storage can't be above 8 terabytes. So I had sitting around somewhere, I had a partially damaged, but it was only damaged on the power connector, which I fixed, 20 terabyte Exos drive from a few years ago. So I replaced one of my parity with a 20 terabyte. And then I today removed the other 8 terabyte and replaced it with another 20 terabyte that I had lying around, which means now I can put drives, because I've got about 4 different external drives that I want to put into shock, get the drive out of them and put them inside it, that are like 16 terabytes in size and 20 terabytes in size. I want to use these in the system, but up until now they would have been a waste. So I'm going to massively increase the amount of space my server has. It's probably going to end up with about 100 terabytes of usable space once I plug in all my bits and pieces. So that's what I've been doing. I've been tweaking things, messing things about, and generally trying to get everything to work together. Messing with tech is a good thing. It makes me happy. I'm also at the moment installing some bits and pieces and cross over some technology from different things, and working out the best case scenario for all of this that I do outside. I'm very lucky to have all this technology. I am. While it's hot, I'm using my Quest 3 more, because my Quest 3, I can come into the backyard in the shade and I can do my Beat Saber, my exercise for the day, and that with the wind and everything, and it can keep me cool. Far better than trying to do it in the house. I am tweaking a lot of my bits of tech and getting everything to work together. Because, as I talked about in another video yesterday, I think, it was about how coping strategies, the less negative, the less resistance, the less issues, means long term the better quality and will work in better ways. So I'm just trying to iron out some of the bugs. I'm coming up to a end point of something, because just checking how much, don't have much wireless bandwidth in the backyard at the moment. It is windy. Oh, take the lid off again. I didn't remember. My main drink is upstairs. I forgot to bring it down, and I didn't want to go back upstairs because I'd get distracted by something, so I just got one of my drinks out as one of these that I keep in the fridge. So, I'm at getting my X-Real Air 2 glasses is the first part of a new part of my technology. I love using the X-Real with the Steam Deck, and using it with the phone is a joy. But I have enough money saved from selling all the bits and pieces that I've got rid of to fund all this, that I can just about afford to make one more big purchase. And I'm thinking about getting the X-Real 1 Pros with the X-Real Beam Pro, which is basically a phone that's built to create augmented reality connections. It's a Android 14. It works really well, and so I am very much tempted to get them to, with the last bit of money I've got, instead of buying another spare backup PC, because I've got my Linux main computer upstairs, my Eco PC. I've got my Windows Mini PC. I've got my Steam Deck. Each one of those items can fulfill all of the roles that I need. I have my Quest 3. I have my Index as a backup that can be used with my little Windows Mini PC with the 5060 Ti in it. And I have a backup tablet on Windows, the GTAC, and I have a backup Android ecosystem, my Samsung S9 tablet with the Gen 3 processor. I'm happy with all that. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking, okay, if I buy anything else tech-wise, if I buy any other coping strategy, it's just going to be doubling up or tripling up or quadrupling up now. I'm okay for now. Everything is settled in that way. But at the moment I've only got one pair of X-Real glasses, the Air 2. And I'd like them to become the backup. I'd like to be never in a position where if my X-Real glasses fail, I don't have a backup. So the choice, I'm still thinking about it, but I think I'm going to go with the X-Real ones because the benefits to them are brilliant, and it is such a wonderful safe space to be sitting on my swing seat over there late at night with either my phone watching a film with the X-Real Air 2 glasses or with my thingy here, my Steam Deck connected to the X-Real Air glasses. That I don't want the X-Real Air glasses to be a single point of failure, which they are at the moment. What do I mean by a single point of failure? It comes from training in systems analysis and computers and the jobs that I was going to do when I was younger. It's this idea that you look at a system, any kind of system, and you see the single points that can fail. And if that single point fails, everything else stops. It's very important in businesses that you don't have too many single points of failure. If you have a single server in the IT closet or a single router in the IT closet, and if that fails, everything your entire business shuts down until it's fixed. That's a single point of failure. Businesses should never have single points of failure. Always have a backup, always have some kind of backup. And I'm the same with all my technology and my backups and my solar power and everything like that. The single point of failure thing is something that keeps me awake at night. So when I find something and start using something new or something that I've used for a while that becomes important, like my mobile mobility scooter, I had to get a backup mobility scooter. Now that backup mobility scooter will probably only ever be used 4 or 5 times a year. But the fact that it's there, and I know that if my Quingo breaks down and I'm waiting for them to come and fix the Quingo, I have another mobility scooter to go out on, and that helps me to sleep. The same with all the other stuff that I've got. Everything I have can't have a single point of failure. And so, while I love getting new computers, I love tweaking them, I love messing with them. The fact that I can instead get a set of the X-Real 1 Pro, the new one that's just come out, will be an amazing, amazing piece of kit. Because it isn't just that I can use it with my, it's not just with the Steam Deck. I can plug it into my phone, I can plug it into my tablet, I can plug it into my computer. I can plug it into the mini computer and use the mini computer with it instead of using a display. It works very well. So yeah, I am thinking that last of the money that I've put together, which will all come through from the sales of a few items that I don't use anymore, by the end of this week, I will probably have enough money to just do that, and then I should have enough technology to last me for quite a while. Happy me. I like it when I've got techno. It's almost empty now, and I'm still a bit thirsty. Oh, got lovely clouds over there. Let me show you the clouds. Let me show you. I shouldn't really show you that. Yeah, no, maybe not going to show. I was going to show you the top of the buildings in the distance, but that wouldn't probably be a good thing. But there's a wonderful white cloud bank over in the distance covering half the sky. And it's very well defined, and it's got little hills of white clouds. Easy for me to get distracted. Very easy for me to get distracted. I am always trying to think about ways that I can make my coping strategies better. There's really something nice up there when it comes to the X-Real glasses, which are upstairs at the moment. I haven't brought them down because I'm using this setup at the moment. But the wonderful thing about the X-Real glasses is they look almost like normal glasses. And you can basically be sitting here, and it's also wonderful for privacy because you can see a 1080p monitor in front of you that's like the size of a 32-inch monitor or even bigger. It's very nice for watching films, just lying back and just watching the film. It's bloody brilliant for that kind of thing. So in a way it helps with electricity costs. Oh my god, I'm a bit yawny. Anyway, so I will say goodbye for now, you wonderful special people at Doom.